Welcome, and thank you for joining me for this full moon video. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is a difficult full moon. The chart is mostly dissonant, and this full moon is at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. 13 is a number of completion. This will be the last full moon with the North Node in Taurus, and so there is a cycle that is ending. And the North Node is going to be switching into Aries, which is all about fresh starts. So this is very much a full moon that closes the chapter. This is closing a chapter on our lives. The Sun and Moon are being sextiled and trined by Venus and Lilith. The Moon is also trine Chiron. The girls are leading the way this new moon, but the square to Saturn have them hitting an unlovable obstacle. Acting on our wounds is not the attitude we want to lead. Jupiter in Aries, the host of this new moon, is square Venus, Mars, and Pluto. Jupiter is also in a sextile from Saturn, yet is conjunct the North Node. Our heart and willpower want to move on, but it's not time to leap into the future, as Pluto has not wrapped its deconstruction of Capricorn institutions. Mercury is conjunct Uranus and square Lilith. Our mind is on those materialistic disruptions, and we have no interest in the feminist narrative. In addition to squaring Jupiter, Venus is also squared by the North Node and opposed by Uranus. However, she's trine Neptune and Pisces. Our hearts are captured by something happening in the collective consciousness, media dealing with the future, and the materialistic disruptions that we've been experiencing. Mars in Leo is squared by Jupiter and the North Node. Our willpower is being challenged. Jupiter is sextiled by Saturn and conjunct the North Node in Taurus. The future of our materialistic desires is being limited. Pluto in Capricorn is squared Jupiter, as it's not time to leap forward into the future. Finally, we still have that Uranus and Pluto conjunction, and Pluto square the North Node. So as you can tell, there's a lot of squares in this chart, and all that is to say that we are going to be going through an interesting experience during this full moon. We also have Mercury conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which will cause epiphanies. Uranus is a little bit of a creative chaos, I guess you could say, similar to our medicine wheel reading for June. So we're going to have a lot of creative chaos within ourselves as we go through this process of closing this door on this chapter of our lives. It is interesting that we have such an emphasis on the future, because we do have the Fairies of the Future card for this full moon, and it is the New Flowers moon. It is the last moon, indigenous moon, in the direction of air. Again, the closing of a chapter. We also have in the Lover card, the assigned Hebrew letter is Zayn, and again we have the influence of Saturn. Zayn, the Hebrew letter Zayn, is the sword of time. Although here in the Lover's card we do see a transformation happening on the level of the subconscious. This is the correct order. This is the Gemini card. This is the correct order that things should be in. The analytical mind should be looking to the feminine aspect, the subconscious, which is in contact with the higher self or higher power. And so ultimately, if you are in alignment with the universal energies, this is a potent time to become aligned with the proper method of contacting and working with divine, which is what we do on every full moon. We are aligning ourselves with the energy instead of resisting it. So we know that this is a chapter closing. And like all times when the chapter closes, everybody's worried about the future and what the future will bring. We don't know yet. And it is important to set our intentions so that we know what we want in the future, instead of blindly going into the way of the future. which is what the fairies of the future card represents. It really represents setting intentions as you're looking to the future and planting a seed. She's literally holding a seed for the future as she goes forward and steps forward into the future. And then we have this rather bug-eyed fellow who's looking both forward and to the past and to the future. And so we kind of have to be all-inclusive when we're working with the future. We have to look into the past and the future at the same time, learn from our mistakes, and set intentions that will help us grow for the future. So that is the meditation that I have for you today. I will be doing a sound meditation now. I'm going to be playing the drum in honor of the huge Taurus stellium that we still have, and the singing bowls in honor of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is a creative and a adventurous type of sign. So again, there is the future. We are focused on the future with the moon in Sagittarius, but we really need to be focused on right now and the intentions that we're working with right now in order to really work with this energy. Because as this chapter closes, we have the opportunity to plant seeds for the future that we want. So while this is a full moon and not the time to plant intentions, while we're working with this energy, we can think of what intentions we want to set in the next cycle for our next new moon. So this is a good time to journal and really examine what intentions you want, what goals you want to set for the next chapter that we're opening with Aries entering, or the North Node entering Aries. And so now I'm going to get into the sound meditation, and I hope you enjoy.